Welcome back to the Breakthrough Podcast. I'm your host, Jonas.
And his co-host Parker.
Episode 29. Figured I should mention this. Next week, you'll have enough episodes to watch one a day for an entire month.
True. That's interesting.
Um, Important episode. I've got some stuff to talk about with Money in the Bank. Um, some stuff going on with the truth of things. Um, Me and Parker might be having a meetup soon, depending on if
True.
this actually happens or not. So that'll be.
Yes, please stop.
Whoa!
What?
um,
Stephen Duff.
Stephen Flow, you know that guy on the Independence.
Nope,
It's
no
it's,
clue.
it's Even Flow by Pearl Jam, but it's a Stephen Flow, and that's his entire theme.
That shit's not funny.
I know. It was funny the first time, and then we had like cocaine. That was
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
It's just white
I remember
cane.
cocaine.
Well, before we get too sidetracked here, figure we should probably just actually start.
Raw from last Monday.
Yes. Opening segment. CM Punk and Sami Zayn promo. CM Punk kicking things off, declaring that it's the summer of Punk and aims to win the Money in the Bank briefcase for a third time in a qualifier later that night. Sami urged Punk to qualify that night to counter threats like Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, as he knew he wouldn't be able to win because of those men. Good promo from Punk. Good promo from Sami. We're just kind of talking, like we said, about later in that night. They were both in a qualifier with El Grande Americano. Decent promo. That's all I got to say about that, Parker.
I like the I find it interesting. I'm pretty sure this is the promo where Sammy's like, "Next time we're gonna be in this ring, it's not gonna be as friendly. It's not gonna be the same talk." Said something along those lines, hinting at a potential feud where maybe Punk's a heel.
I think he was just really meaning that he was gonna win the whole thing.
I think Punk's gonna take the title from Cena in Boston, and
Don't,
Cena's face. And
don't. You do it
I've just been
every
saying stuff like
time.
that, like Punk with Cena, just to get Jonas's hopes up.
Yes, because we all know that I love that man with all my heart and passion.
He'd take a bullet for bro.
Sorry, I thought Jeff Hardy just followed me on Instagram, but he didn't. I was confused for a second. We then had Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Match before the match even started, there was a new Twitter meme of Sami Zayn dancing to Jey Uso's music with his glasses. Don't know how he did it. He just went with the flow.
Big on, can you teach me how to doggy?
I saw
Sorry,
that
that's what it was.
too.
Yeah.
The teams battled hard, exchanging big moves with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Seth Rollins interfered, hitting Jey Uso with a curb stomp, and the match ended in disqualification. After the match, Punk ran in with a chair to stop the attack from Rollins and crew. Brawl, and Women's Money in the Bank qualifier. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan versus Ivy Nile. Stephanie, in her Raw debut, earned the final Women's Money in the Bank spot with a Devil's Kiss and a pin on Morgan and Ivy. We all knew Steph was probably going to qualify here. Yeah.
Sorry.
That joke can die. Yeah.
Did she? I'm not sure if she did that move when I was at the show. I think she did.
At Lowell?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had her match with Cora Jade or Elena Black.
Now Elena's Black's definitely known by not wrestling fans.
Okay. You're weird. You're weird. Actually weird. What in the... That has nothing to do with what we were talking about. Is that actually still there?
Oh yeah, it fell the other day because
Oh. say
I
it goes
had
back up.
to grab my beanie, and it was hooked up on the top corner, and it
That's,
fell and hit him in the head.
that's insane. Whatever.
We'll never be able to say what we're talking about on the podcast, and that's gonna suck because I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, who is it?" But
Nobody watches this.
if
Nobody
you
watches.
can, if you can zoom in and look at the pants, you can find what action figure that is.
Yeah, maybe if they're zoomed in enough.
And by the way, he's positioned.
Okay.
It's not funny.
Don't know what this guy's talking about, but we then had backstage stuff with Judgment Day, just more Liv, Roxanne beef. Um, no. Another match we had Kyrie versus Raquel with Liv. Rodriguez was winning the match until Kyrie made a comeback after Io ran in to neutralize Liv Morgan. Kyrie hit the insane elbow to win the match. I think that was really just people would stop complaining about how she had to get pinned because of Zoe Stark's injury in the Money in the Bank qualifier. But still a decent match. We then had a Lyra Valkyria promo. Women's IC champ Lyra Valkyria cut a fiery promo accusing Becky Lynch of poisoning the title. Lynch replied, leading to a non-televised brawl up the ramp through the entranceway. Decent promos. Their build up to all their matches have been fantastic. Great promos. Just great overall work. Parker,
What's up?
what'd you
I'm
think?
sorry.
Did you fall asleep during this promo too?
Which one?
The one from last Monday.
There's a few promos last one.
Liv, or not Liv, Lyra and Becky.
Oh, surprisingly, I didn't. But I definitely found it interesting that is this the one where Becky's like, whatever you call me, I am.
I
Like
don't
she said
remember.
something like that.
I'm pretty sure this was the one where she was like talking about, oh, if I win, you have to give me my respect. But
Yeah, and you're gonna have to raise my hand in the ring. I found it interesting. Definitely brought out like the cocky side of her, the cocky side of a heel, just in general. But I definitely think it helped, just build it a little more.
apparently, another return is expected tonight, which is not Nikki Bella. Another major return is scheduled for next week's show on Raw. Don't know how true that is.
So Nikki Bell was not an only child.
Yeah, I. Oh, also, since we're talking about Monday Night Raw, earlier today they announced the King and Queen of the Ring matches for Raw on the 9th of June. We got, for the women's side of things, we got Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez versus Kairi Sane. And on the men's side of things, we got Dominic Mysterio versus Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker versus Penta. Both seemingly going to be great matches. I mean, they both have a star-studded, like, couple of people in those. So, uh, yeah, excited for those. But back to last week. In the main event, we had the Money in the Bank men's qualifier. CM Punk versus AJ Styles versus El Grande Americano. I saw many people get mad because the crowd didn't react for some reason when Punk and Styles kind of squared off for another go. I don't know why. I know if I was there, I would have gone pretty nuts because AJ got me back into wrestling, and Punk is my
Oh,
favorite
so
currently.
Jonas, I hate to interrupt you. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I just saw that tweet that you were talking about, and list of people that we are waiting to return at some point.
Ilya Dragunov.
Roman, Ilya is one of them. Roman, Asuka,
Yep.
Goldberg,
Yep.
Brie Bella,
Yep.
Ilya, and Bailey.
So I see Roman as a possibility because of the main event.
I just see Bailey. I mean,
That's for other reasons.
you know what? Okay, shout out.
Ilya, no offense, Ilya's not coming back yet. And you can say whatever you want. I love that man. I have proof. 1 second.
All right, he just left. If you're watching this, shout out my teacher. You know who you are. You predicted this. You believe that Cody may join Seth's side, which I can see.
Bought this.
What I see happening,
Fire shirt.
or what I see happening is Seth trying to cash in tonight. Roman's music hits, tries to screw him over. Then Cody's music could hit and kind of, give him a crossroads, and then he cashes in.
Talking about ramen.
I'm talking about. So my teacher said that he thinks Cody's gonna join Seth's faction. He thinks Seth's gonna try to cash in. Roman's gonna come out. Then Cody's gonna come out. Give Roman they're gonna have like a little three-way stare down, and Cody's gonna give Roman a crossroads.
Sure, man. I don't know.
Hi, Jaden.
That's not. No. That's no.
Is that your
That's
mom?
no.
Is that your dad?
Yes.
He's bad.
I'm showing him that clip. Um. Oh, in the main event. Sorry. Like I said, Punk and AJ squared off. Nobody said anything for some reason. I know I would have gone nuts. Um. Ooh, people are saying we're gonna get a Punk promo on Cena tonight, cause Cena's just scheduled to appear.
SummerSlam.
Maybe.
Oh, you know whose return could be tonight? Like the other return? Randy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Randy since what, Mania? No, Backlash.
Um. Could be our
Maybe
truth.
maybe he got so hurt from that Hendry match. Like he
That was
got so hurt
before
from that Hendry
Backlash.
match. No, I know. But then that's the reason he lost the Cody match. So he's gonna come out and cut a promo at Raw, and Joe Hendry's gonna come out and
Do you need to take the time to go remind yourself what happened in that match?
happened during what?
During that WrestleMania match?
Oh, he hit the standing ovation. I'm pretty sure, right? Did he?
But did you forget that he hit an RKO and murdered him in the middle of that ring?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Um, whatever. But yeah, in
Say
the main
Ashley.
event, El Grande Americano beats CM Punk and AJ Styles because of help from Rollins and crew. God, I hated it. I was
Oh, I loved it. It was awesome.
I was so mad. I was so mad. I genuinely was like, we're seriously putting this guy over. CM Punk and AJ Styles are the greatest wrestlers to live, mind you.
No, El Grande's better.
After the match, Punk delivered chair shots to Breaker, igniting a brawl. Rollins, Breaker, and Bronson Reed gang up on CM Punk, Jay, and Sammy. The faces fought back, but Rollins' group left standing tall. Nothing else. So yeah. Monday Night Raw was pretty good. I liked it. Pretty decent go home show. You know, your standard type of, big story ends off the show going into it. So, Parker, what'd you think of it?
I thought the ending of the show was all right. Um, them standing tall again. Like I know they're a new faction. They're supposed to be dominant, but eventually they're gonna have to be taken out. Like at least like somebody's gonna have to just be better. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. But yeah, overall decent show. Um, yeah. I mean, nothing insane.
Yeah.
Nothing major happens. Moving on to NXT. Opening, we got promo for the Fatal 4-Way North American Championship match at World's End, leading into a brawl. In a 6-man tag team match, Dark State versus Chase U. The week before, Chase U's new students were like, Ava, give us a match. We're ready. And then Andre was like, no, we're not. Let's not. And then they're like, but we'll have a match. And then they were like, Dark State. Are we serious? We're gonna have Dark State. And then she's like, yeah. And then Andre's gonna be in. And then Andre was mad because he had to be in the match against Dark State. So that's a good recap, right, Parker?
Yeah, it. Basically, just sums it up well.
Yeah, easy win for Dark State here. So yeah. We then had a rounds match between Miles Bourne and Charlie Dempsey. Uh, this 4-round contest decides Bourne's fate outside the NQCC. If Bourne wins, he gets to leave the NQCC and go on his own. If Dempsey wins, they have to stay a tag team and go after tag team gold. In the first round, Bourne scores a late pin. In the second round, both men tap out. Dempsey cheap shotted Bourne post bell, which for a second I was like, is he turning heel? Round 3, Dempsey wins with a Regalplex, and in round 4, Bourne hit a drop kick to win 2-1, earning his freedom. They shared an intense handshake and stare down afterwards, but overall seemed to be all right.
Wait, who's the Heritage Cup?
Noam Dar.
I'm confused. Oh, I forgot about that.
He came back.
And that's also the show Hendry came out that I missed.
In a singles match, we had women's LFG winner Tyra May Steele versus Ariana Grace, where Tyra May Steele picks up a win in her NXT debut. She won the German suplex for the pin in just over 2 minutes. Fatal Influence promo. JC Jane, the new NXT Women's Champion, cut a fiery promo celebrating her rise and calling out the fake fans. Interrupted by challengers Lainey, Reed, Lola Vice, Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, and Lash Legend.
Wait, who?
The brawl erupted, and the lights went out. Now, Parker, what were you doing during this time? Playing Fortnite with some e-girls or something?
I was laying down on my bed on call with somebody, and then I got a call from Jonas. Please tell me you're watching NXT, and I hung up. And
those words are becoming very synonymous.
What?
Please tell me, are you watching NXT?
Oh, you're just like you just say, tell me you're watching this.
Because first it was Hendry, then it was Hendry again, and this time it was the Glamour Mariah May.
It also happened with Fandango, by the way.
So dumb. But yeah, Mariah is in the company. People are mad that she's in NXT, but if you go back to her old tweets, she's literally glazing the company, and I mean that in the most legit way. She's a mark for WWE, and always
Mariah March.
There's no way they do that. We'll probably find out tomorrow.
I really hope they do.
It's gonna be Mariah something. You know, it's gonna be that.
I swear, it's Mariah December.
Yeah, it was all right. 8-man tag team match: Vaughn Evans, Laredo Kid, Dragon Lee, and Shawn Legacy versus Ethan Page and Vanity Project. Dragon Lee picked up the win here with Operation Dragon on Brad Baylor. Fun fact: Brad Baylor was at the Rebel Spirit Pro show I went to.
Yeah, I don't care.
Also, Shotzi has started to do independent shows. And
I saw that.
She did a GCW match and had some nasty bumps. She also is working with a company that sometimes comes close to where we are around in Massachusetts. She's working a show in South Carolina with them. So I wonder if she's gonna. Also, I'm trying to see. There's a independent on June 28th. Also, yesterday was Parker's birthday. Shout out Parker.
You said that yesterday, but yep, okay.
Yesterday we didn't have a show yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. We did it Saturday and we said it was tomorrow. So today's a different day, you idiot.
Sunday you said. Wait, I'm so confused because I remember you said
Saturday we filmed it, and it was tomorrow. Because Saturday, Sunday, your birthday was Sunday, which was yesterday.
Oh yeah, I think you said and tomorrow's Parker's birthday.
And for Parker's birthday, I gave him a chance at the BTR championship, and he lost.
Didn't give me anything because you're okay. Ate my chance.
But a great main event for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Trick Williams defense against Mike Santana. He almost won. He actually did. It's so weird. It's literally like the multiverse of madness. We're watching NXT.
Elijah.
Yeah, we're watching NXT, and we have a guy who was in the beginning of AEW facing off against the NXT guy with the TNA World Championship. The match ends because AJ Francis Top Dollar comes out, and so does Elias. It's
like Elijah was there, who used to be Elias, and who was also.
They're different. That's his twin brother. Ezekiel.
You mean Elijah and Ezekiel?
No, Ezekiel's their cousin. Elijah and Elias are twin brothers.
Shut up, you're so fat.
Get it right.
But and then so you have a former WWE, current NXT guy, and then you have a former WWE guy again
It's
who
not as famous.
I tried to dive, but I just fell.
I know.
But
That's the
there
joke,
is
okay?
one thing. Sorry.
Um,
I'm
After some ringside distraction, Williams confronts TNA's Elijah with a guitar, smashing it into pieces. Francis and Casey Navarro interfered, allowing Trick to hit a trick shot and retain the TNA championship. Um, Decent show, nothing crazy. I mean, Miles Bourne's doing single stuff now. Dara May Steele's debuting. Mariah May debuted. Um, Trick Williams retaining. You know what I mean? For Dynamite, it was 4 hours, so I just wrote down some key takeaways. The show opened with Moxley versus Briscoe with a violent opener. Briscoe was busted open. Moxley was kind of slashed open a little bit. We then had a women's tag match where Toni Storm and Shirakawa. Uh, was it a tag match? Yeah, it was, right?
I
Yeah, it
didn't
was that.
watch.
It was them. I forgot who, but they won. Osprey has a match against Leo Rush, which is actually very good. We also had I didn't I stopped watching at like 10, so don't get me wrong. Somewhere in all this, it might have been after Thekla's debut or something. Maybe there was a women's tag match. Ty Mello returns. And then Thekla debuted, starting a feud with Aminata. In the main event of what would have been Dynamite, Omega retains the international title. And Omega versus Okada title for title match is officially announced for All in Texas, Parker.
Omega wins.
Dude, what are you doing right now? Also, this Wednesday, we have Osprey versus Swerve. They're going to go for a full hour.
What if they do the MJF Will thing where they try to get $59.99?
I don't care. Just give me the match.
I was
Which
in Pennsylvania when that happened.
Oh no, you didn't watch. You didn't watch the show
What show?
because Parker thinks that AEW is worse than TNA. But we'll get to that another time. So dumb. Now moving on to SmackDown. Show opened with Seth Rollins and his faction, being faced off by Solo, Jacob Fatu, and JC Mateo. With Solo kind of talks to Seth, talking about how he's becoming Roman. He's abusing power. He has Paul Heyman. He's got two guys next to him doing all the work for him. He's getting the push that he doesn't deserve, like things like that. Just that he's being favorited by the company. What are you doing, kid? Can you lock in, please? Just for the last 20 minutes. If I can't hear you. I can't hear you. This kid's dumb. Sit in your chair, bro.
My mic is on.
Sit in your chair, bro. Or else I'm coming to your house like you came to mine and I'm killing you in Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'll come to your house right now. I can't even near you. I'm gonna come to your house and jump you in Fortnite. All right. Well, if Parker don't sit up, he's never challenging for the BTR championship ever again. It's just how it is, I guess. Just sit up. Why are you being so annoying, kid?
I'm sitting up. Oh, I dropped some.
Lock in, bro. Stop being weird, yo.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, so basically that was the opening thing. Nothing crazy. We then had Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo. Despite constant ringside interference from Solo and Fatu, Jimmy Uso scored a surprising upset, rolling up Jeff Cobb, who accidentally collided with Jacob. Uso's win shifts momentum towards a potential bloodline feud, with him included. In a Bakersfield brawl, Zelina Vega Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven in a no DQ match involving kendo sticks, chairs, tables, and more. Um, Great match. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be good just because it's a SmackDown women's match and they always somehow fumble it. Like, no joke. They always book it horribly where it's just interaction from random. Like, for some reason, the only women's storyline they ever have is just Zelina Vega and the Secret Service where they outnumber her and then B-Fab and Michin show up. That's all it is, ever. So, this time we had some variation and it was way, way better. Um, Piper Niven, I don't know if you saw this, Parker, during ad break, took a nasty bump, basically just going straight head first on a chair in the corner. She also hit a Falcon Arrow on Zillion on the outside, which sounded pretty rough. I don't know if you heard that part. Um, but at the end of the whole thing, Zelina Vega won with a code red off the top rope, I believe. And yeah, retained her U.S. title. Parker, what did you think of the match?
For for how the title's been booked recently, I thought it was good. Um, because I think they could definitely book the title a little better. But I thought it was booked well.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. It's one of the better matches of this title's lineage for sure. Which isn't hard because there's only been two champions. But we then had LA Knight versus Aleister Black. LA Knight seemed to be in control when out of nowhere Seth Rollins appeared and stomped him, causing a disqualification. After the match, Rollins' crew powerbombed Knight and Aleister Black into uh basically they just weakened up as much as they can because LA Knight was in the Money in the Bank match the next night. Little callback to the COVID era with Black and Rollins. Um, if you don't know, the reason why he wears that white contact is literally because in 2020 there's a storyline where Seth took out his eye, and that's the entire reason he wears that contact. We got some backstage stuff going on with Rhea, Tiffany, Jade, all that fun women's championship feud. We then had Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Stephanie Vaquer versus Naomi, Roxanne Perez, and Julia, where Stephanie's team wins. This is because Naomi refused to tag Perez mid-match, leaving Perez down, and the babyfaces capitalized on the win, each hitting their finisher and then pinning Roxanne. In a tag team match, we had Andrade and Penta versus American Made, which is just the Creeds. Andrade and Penta defeat American Made. During the match, El Hijo del Vikingo made a surprise appearance to counteract Chad Gable's interference. And after the match, Seth Rollins and the crew came back out to attack Andrade and Penta. As, like I said before, both men are in the Money in the Bank match the next night. And the show ends with Cena and Logan Paul ambushing Cody and Jey Uso. Cena picks up his belt, picks up the mic, and finally, they acknowledge we want truth chants. They had been happening the entire match, and Cena says, "You want the truth? You can't handle the truth," which is literally just, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but it's a direct callback to one of his movies, one of his WWE, what's it called? What was it called? WWE like productions. WWE Productions, I think. Yeah, WWE Studios, where it was like their movie. So it was like The Marine, where they put just random men's wrestlers as the main character, and they were awful. Um, and then I forgot to summarize this part, but Money in the Bank 2025, man, way better than last year's. Way better. Last year's was awful. Can't even lie.
Last year's was
Um,
not awful. Here's some
Parker,
mark.
Parker, what was one good part about it?
Last year, Tiffany winning, pushing Chelsea off the ladder.
Okay, and what else happened during that night?
Um,
What was one?
Braun and
What was one other match that wasn't the men's?
Braun and Sammy,
Okay,
Intercontinental title.
who won?
Sammy won.
Okay, what was the main
Sammy.
event?
Main event was it was Cody I'm not sure if this was Backlash. No, it was Cody, KO, Randy versus Tama Tonga, Loa, and Solo. Or it might have not been Tonga Loa. It might have been Jacob. Something like that.
So who won?
The Cody's team, right?
No, it was a bloodline. It was way worse though. It was awful. This year's was way better. Um, it was kind of different though. Last year's the men's Money in the Bank sucked. Don't forget we also had that awful Drew and Seth match, or Drew Seth Damian match. Awful. But this year's way better. It was kind of the opposite, like I said. Women's was good, wasn't as good as last year's. But men's was 100% better than last year's for sure.
The El Grande like LA Knight thing where he like went on top of the ladder
Yeah,
then pushed another
I got
one.
really scared because he had just we'll get to that when we get to that. But show started off with women's Money in the Bank match where Naomi is the new Miss Money in the Bank. Me and Parker both had that right with 1-1 starting off. Great match. It was a little iffy at some points because a lot of this is their first time working with each other, and for some of them it was their first real ladder match. Um, so it was all right. But overall, like the winner here, 1-1, as I said with Parker. In a match that got announced at Worlds Collide, Dominic Mysterio defeats Octagon Jr. in an IC title match.
We didn't have predictions on this one.
But we knew it.
Yeah.
Parker texted me as soon as I got announced. He's like, "Yeah, it's
Jonas
done."
actually said he thought Octagon was gonna win.
Didn't say that.
So that's 2-1.
But Dom did win, so we were both right. But like he said, we didn't count it. So, the women's IC title match: Becky Lynch defeats Lara Valkyria, as we had both predicted. That is 2-2. After the match, Becky goes on her heel stuff, makes Lyra lift up her hand like 80 times in all directions, put the belt around her, all that stuff.
Then Lyra gets Becky a low blow.
Yeah, Lyra attacked her. Not a low blow, though. In the men's Money in the Bank match, Seth Rollins is your new Mr. Money in the Bank, defeating LA Knight, Penta, Solo Sikoa, El Grande Americano, and Andrade. Solo did good in this match. Usually I don't like him, but he was actually hilarious in this match.
He did with like he looked at Penta and did like his thing.
He was hitting everybody's emos to try and get him to be on their side, and it just didn't work. In this match, we had the turning of Jacob Fatu. We also had some nasty spots from Andrade and LA Knight. I thought Andrade broke his knee. There, if you go back and watch that,
I didn't see the clip.
I saw it. It looked bad, and then I looked back. I was like, not that bad. It was a little bad. But I got scared because Penta's at the top of the ladder. El Grande Americano had just slid in that metal plate, and I don't even know what it's called. You know, like, what's the move where he hooks the legs and then he falls back to launch him back? Like, you know what I mean? What LA Knight did to Grande? It's like a wheelbarrow or something. Yeah, it's like a wheelbarrow type. Because Snake Eyes has when they're on your shoulder and you throw them. But
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, so he launched him backwards into a ladder, but El Grande Americano climbed up another ladder onto the big ladder, headbutts Penta, and was about to grab it, but it stopped. I got so freaking scared. I was at this rate, I was hoping for anybody but Seth, because as the night went on, I started to think that Cena and Logan were gonna win. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But my guy LA Knight was about to win and then got jumped by everybody's crew. And then Seth came up and won the thing. But in my opinion, I know Parker's gonna disagree because he picked him and he got a point from it. Seth doesn't need it, and I know Parker's doesn't like that I'm saying this right now, but he doesn't. He literally just had the belt like a year ago, if you want to say that, because he lost it at Mania last year. He literally just had it. I don't think he needs it again. Also, people were saying that this is going to lead into another CM Punk feud because him and Punk are the only people to ever win it twice, which is pretty funny that he's still competing with Punk after all this time. But yes, Seth Rollins wins, which leaves Parker in the lead by 1, 3-2. And in the main event, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeat John Cena and Logan Paul with the return of the GOAT, R-Truth. Scratch that, actually. Ron Killings now. He's not going by R-Truth. He's going by Ron Killings, his legal name. Many people think it's just because he probably wants to be able to market himself as Ron Killings, and not have to worry about any of the legal aspects. But he comes back. So basically, I would me and my brother were so because it was just a reenactment of Mania Night 2, Cody and Cena. Cena grabs the belt. Cody's like about to see it, but then he just swings. And I'm like, dude, Cody, you should know how to get rid of the attack. You've been in this situation like 80 times with all your matches with Roman, and now Cena's doing it, and you can't defend. It was so annoying. But then a masked male enters the ring. We see that the man is a African American, and we know that it's not going to be Randy Orton because I mean common sense. And then immediately, I just go, there's no way, because when has WWE listened other than when we wanted Cody last year? Never. Um, and yep, R-Truth comes back, hits Cena with the title, jumps him, and he just dips. Gone. Allowing Cody and Jay to finish off the match with their finishers. Uh, Leaving Cody and Jay victorious, securing another point for me, making the series a 3-3, meaning that with champion's advantage, I win. I literally texted Parker, and he was so mad. Um, where is it? Parker, you talk about the show.
It was a good show. Uh, I saw so. I looked at my phone right before Truth came in the ring, and I saw OMFG from Jonas, and I realized the male was African American who ran in. I'm like, if Jonas is freaking out, like, it's not gonna be like David Otunga. Like, I was thinking, like, who could it be? Only person I was thinking of is Truth, but I'm like, no way, he just got released. And then he takes off his
Ski
hood and
mask.
then his mask, and then I was like, bro, what? Like, I was free. I stood up and like was freaking out. This, hey, hey, whoa, we didn't talk about Jacob Fatu turning.
Yeah, I did. You just weren't locked
You
in.
did?
Well, I
Oh,
mean, I just said it briefly. I just said the solo got turned on.
but anyway, but yeah, that was awesome. But he texted Champions Advantage is the greatest thing.
I said Champion's Advantage is the greatest rule ever. Parker said die in Fortnite. I said I can't even blame you. um, yeah, I was nervous. The match started, and I turned to Jaden and I said I should have picked Cena and Logan, but luckily I didn't, or else this wouldn't be here anymore.
All right, I have a proposition. You can say no. But I was talking to my teacher about this. Oh no, it's not. It's kind of about the BTR, but it's. I could. This could be the way predictions change forever. So I was talking to my teacher, and he was saying he didn't have like a channel or anything, but when he was a little older than us, him and his friends had this fake belt where they would predict what happened with matches on the card. But what they would do is, so they would pick who would win. That would be 3 points. The like how the match ends, which would be 2 points, and then the length of the match, and whoever was the closest got 1 point. I like the idea.
That is so dumb. That is so luck based with the time. All right. Well, Parker, you know what time it is. Who is your wrestler of the week? Are you gonna go back to back weeks, or are you gonna switch it up?
My headphones just died. So I won't be able to hear you. But I'm assuming you said who's your wrestler of the week. Um, it's gotta. I mean, it's gotta be Truth. First time we've done it 2 weeks in a row because he was the wrestler of the week last week. But
Who cares?
you said, oh well, right?
I like.
I don't know. I don't know what he's saying because he's
It
fat.
doesn't matter.
He ate my hearing. But
Um,
basically, what I'm trying to say is that we were sad for Truth. That's why he's the rest of the week. But now we're get excited, so that's why he's the rest of the week again.
you do it. You do it. You do it. Do the thing.
Don't know what you're saying.
Goodbye. Mwah.
Mwah, and good. Are you doing it? Okay. I do it? Oh, goodbye. Mwah, and good night. Bang.
See ya.